Right. What is going on YouTube? Let's do this. Comp Play Javelin 4 is the first map we got.
Survival. Commit to your battles wisely. Every
Oof. Pain.
Three lives left.
Nice. I got that snipe. I'll take it.
Enemy team has no reserves left. Finish. No life left for anyone. Rest when you're dead.
You're not going to get the heavy. Hope they realize that.
1 minute. No more second chances. Fight to the finish.
Oh, God, I'm dumb.
Not this time.
Okay. I'm dumb. That was bad. First game on, first game on.
Enemy is in the lead. Not for long. Three lives left. Your enemy can't kill if they
Behind us.
One minute. You're neck and neck.
Okay. So, why are you just standing out there, dude? Shoot. Well, there went that heavy. This isn't going well.
That shut them down. 30 seconds left. No life left on either side. I'm on the edge of my seat. Ten seconds. Icebreaker action. One last shot to survive.
Team would stop wasting my life, that's all I gotta say.
It's steady. Which of you will survive?
Got a Goldie. Goldie's still up.
No lives left for your enemy.
Oof. You thought I was going outside.
1 minute left. The enemy
Damn it. Oh, damn, that Bygone got me. Come on, teammates, do something. It's only two of them. Pinch.
Enemy team has no reserves left. Finish them. 1 minute left. The enemy is out of second chances.
Damn. Get him. Well, that was a waste, buddy. Should have used the supers to shut down the last round there. These guys are good. I'll say that. If they had a third person, this would have been a pain. Shouldn't have pushed it. Okay, team. Wait. I want to get this. Come here, come here, come here, come to me. I love doing that to people. Prime Engram. Pog. Big Pog.
You look death in his beady eyes and you spat in them. You fiend.
Oh, cool. I got that one, but I'll hold on to it. Let's see what we did. 18, 5 knocks, 9 streak, through efficiency. Oh, I'm dumb. I forgot to go to the tower and get myself bounties. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. This is a chess piece. Oh, Big Pog. Give me that. The biggest of pogs. Can I collapse this, please? No? Okay. Looking for Carrie to lighthouse. Come on, people. This isn't
Time to fight, Guardian. What do you need?
room 70. I think what we'll do is instead of going into some more comp, I'm going to end this recording. We're going to go to room 70 if he needs it. Oh, no. Got room.
Don't waste it.
Really is with this room even.
Time darkness will encroach again. Your return honors me, Guardian.
Oh. I didn't even like this thing. Haha, nice and nice. What's up?
What's going on, man?
Not much, brother, not much.
You know, just chilling.
Just going for that powerful gear, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. just
Nice.
completing bounties and stuff.
Unfortunately, I'll
Let's
say you
see.
can't get, other pieces of gear like shoulders and chest and all that, but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. I think they were given. I think they were given the arms today, something like that.
This
That's it.
week is all arms.
Yeah.
Next week is going to be something else.
It's like super unfortunate.
Yep.
Dang
It
it.
could be worse.
True. Let's see. I need one more person. Looking for when.
What loadout you going with?
Thorn mine vendors.
Okay, that works with my build.
Let's see.
Revoker hard light. Dude, okay, they
Seen it
buffed.
all day, man.
No. They buffed hard light, right? I've been using hard light since they buffed it the first time. Okay, before they
Yeah.
when they got rid of the bounce.
Yeah, because I remember it wasn't too bad before either.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're
But it
trying to
wasn't.
cross map people with it, which is what the weapon's made for, because it's perk.
Yeah.
You just couldn't do it.
Let's see. Okay, I got one more.
Sweet. I'm just grabbing all the bounties I can. Crucible bounties, trial bounties. Maybe if Banshee has it, auto rifle bounty. Oh, that's expired. That sucks. That's fine. I got 4 hours left on these original trials bounties I got. Nice.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
SKD. So what's it stand for?
I don't know. Just round letters.
It's like something. Just something.
I gotta change my my Discord name here because it's still my original Blizzard battle tag.
Yeah. But you guys, thingy. Your what's it called? Steam ID. Oh god.
It'd be easier to join up on you. Just send us your Steam ID.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All you have to do is just send it to us in Discord, and we can just join up that way. You haven't been adding everyone as friends, have you?
Nah.
It's like, oh,
Nah.
haven't had to do that since year 1 of Destiny, and I think it was like season 7 or 6, one of the two.
Jeez.
For some reason, the join shit broke after implementation, and so you had to add everyone as friends again. It sucked. So have you both been to the lighthouse already?
I have once, and that's it.
Same.
Nope.
No. Lighthouse isn't. It's nice. Did you when you were there, lulz, did you explore around?
So they have this timer on there. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm like, is there anything like?
There's nothing
there?
we found that you could actually grab, but there was stuff to look at. It was really cool. Like you had places you'd have to jump down the side and then jump over to get to it.
Yeah.
Just stuff to look at.
So I was like looking at the thing, and I'm like, why is this thing here?
It's just because it's considered an instance. That's why.
So how do I join? What's your join ID?
That's what I'm looking for right now. I had it written down.
No. Here, so in game, type /ID and then space.
/ID space.
Yeah, that number that appears, that's your join ID.
Ah, okay.
Then you just copy that ID into a message to us in Discord, and then we can just join up on you. As long as your settings are correct.
Oh yeah. What's love got to do with it?
Oh, you're gonna make me put music on now. No, I've been in a mood, man. Let's see, where's Pandora? No, I don't want to listen to the sound of silence. There it is.
Trying to go to the actual.
This is what I'm
room
listening to.
So I can put it in there. Okay, let me just. I'm gonna just do this.
And you join the merry mob, and before you know just where you are, you're in an Irish pub. They've got one in Honolulu, they've got one in Moscow too. They got 4 of them in Sydney and a couple in Kathmandu. So whether you sing or play the wine, you'll always have a job. 'Cause wherever you go around the world, you'll find an Irish pub. Now that design is fairly simple, and it usually works the same.
Bounty, thank you. Bounty, thank you. Bounty, thank you.
I got bounties that I was able to grab from yesterday. But I was probably like 2 in the morning when I grabbed them. Let's see. Yeah, about 2:30 in the morning when I grabbed them. Today.
Yikes. So you still got a few hours, huh?
Oh yeah, I got 4. That's nice. So is that an actual picture of you?
Which one? Like my Steam thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What unit you with?
2nd Brigade and 4th Infantry Division.
Ooh. Oh wait,
Yeah.
ground pounder. Goddamn.
Yep. Good old
Former.
lady.
Former.
Oh, shit, nice to meet you, man.
Yep,
No,
yep.
no, I'm happy. Shit.
I'm actually still in. I just left the army and went Air Force.
Aww.
Hey. They offered me a TS clearance. I'm just saying. I'm an
Ooh,
IT
okay.
contractor.
Never mind then.
Uh-huh.
Worth it.
Mm-hmm. And I don't have to do that new PT. Oh my god. We were one of the
It's
trial.
not too bad.
We were one of the trial units they did with it. Oh, it's just so long. The push-up, sit-up, run, an hour. Took us an hour at most.
Oh no, this one takes like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's like annoying.
And I can't tell you how many people I know that fucking that injured themselves on it.
Coronavirus.
Tasty. I like to season it on my my chicken, you know.
Corona. Just let me know when you guys are ready.
I'm ready when you are.
I'll take you to the promised land.
I'm
I
ready
wish.
whenever.
What did I end up getting to? I just finished up a couple matches of comp. 11.
11.
I gotta get one more comp win. Or one more comp legend for my Unbroken.
You'll be good. Game history. Oh, I should probably let me reset my shit. Reset my shit. Before Saint 14 loses his mind.
The number of Guardians
Crucible.
carried to the first flawless ticket this season while the player has the light for the Lost Emblem equipped. Huh. Hey, when you get the light for the Lost Emblem, equipped it.
Really?
There's a tracker for it for anyone, I guess, that's gone flawless, possibly. It says, it's Lighthouse carries. The number of Guardians carried to their first flawless ticket this season, while the player has the light for the Lost Emblem equipped.
Huh.
That's what I'm saying.
Shit. I didn't see that one. I'm looking at it like, oh shit. Lighthouse carries 0.
Yeah.
Solid 0.
Flawless tickets, 1. I'll take it.
One flawless ticket, and I'm fine with that.
Oh no, I'm always trying to get more. I mean, it's trials, so you always try. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Divine try.
Well, you're not gonna just give them the win.
Oh no, definitely not. Was that? Am I playing as sweaty as I was yesterday?
Oh, dude.
Yesterday was a sweat fest. Oh yeah.
992, 995. What are we at? 75, 94, and 94. Or 92,
Matched up
sorry.
with them. Matched
It's
up
fine.
pretty good.
Let's push hard right.
Right, and there's one mid. Hey.
Where'd he tag you from?
Oh, mid. He's coming towards you.
There's 2 on the right.
Matchbook.
Oh shit, where are you?
I have 1,040,000 kills.
With what?
No, I was looking at his emblem that Drill did.
Oh, wait. Drill? That's not,
Drill.
not only...
That's the enemies defeated. Not Crucible, but
Oh, that's...
no way, man.
Well, rip me.
Rips. Rips.
I'm just bodying everyone. I need to stop bodying.
Let's go left. They're probably gonna be pushing too. Yep, they are pushing. Invis Hunter.
Yes, I am.
Crouching over here.
Oh, damn.
This Woodster never misses, apparently. It's too good, guys. It's too good for me. Can't do it. 0 kills. Love
Eh,
it.
it's fine. Watch outside, watch outside.
Yay.
Oh, it was power round. Oh shit, I forgot that.
Yeah.
I'm
I slapped
sit-
when I play the game.
Yeah.
It hurt so bad.
Oh, this feels like the first game we had yesterday. Except for I'm on the receiving end of it.
I'm about to get sniped by someone who knows what, but I can feel it. I can feel the snipe happening.
God damn it.
Yes. Yeah, I got a kill. That's all I needed in my life.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, Tommy's matchbook.
Damn. Damn.
I didn't know that thing hits that hard.
It can, yeah. We can wipe out the card if we want.
Yeah, I'm gonna wipe this card out.
Actually, I don't think it counts it because we haven't won anything yet.
Yeah. I just wipe it anyway. So, you can get that, extra loss if you want to.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't... Oh, that's right. It may or may not count. I don't know.
Ah.
It should say if it actually counted it.
No, I didn't. I still just cleared anyway.
Yeah, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for power level, I would totally be using something else.
What would you be using?
I'd be switching up my snipers, probably.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. Say throw something else on, it's like, nope. At level 2 though.
Yeah.
Get it.
Well, I mean, I drop a lot, actually. That's 960. I dropped to 990 by switching up to a 960. I probably changed to something like Mindbenders and Vigilance Wing. Flinch them out of their
Forgot about
snipes.
Vigilance Wing, that it even exists.
Oh, dude, if you haven't tried it yet, try it. It's freaking nice.
Might do that.
Trials of Osiris.
Because technically it can 2-burst. Since a 2-burst for it is over a 3-burst for other weapons. Weird loadout. The second guy had? Keep an eye on him. That sniper is not
Watch out for
commonly used.
The Contraverse hold?
Yeah.
Watch out what they're gonna do. Over far left, Invis Hunter.
They probably went to the other side. Watch for the snipe, watch for the snipe.
Sniping.
They're mid, they're mid. Oh, cross the map, cross the map.
This dude, man. Hit him with my shotgun and
I hate that.
and I'm higher light level than him.
He's just floating there with his freaking handheld. Luckily, I was able to get underneath it.
sniping? Come on, dude.
I got him. It's okay.
Good.
I don't have any scavengers on. Solely,
Yeah, especially ammo scavenger.
solely, I'm just swapping fast. Oh, bullshit. That was right on his head. You gotta push. You gotta push when you res. They're hard scoping me.
Oh, shit.
They're gonna push in on you. They're pushing.
This guy is the unbroken title.
Not that hard to get. I'm 2 out of 3. If it wasn't for trials, I'd probably already have it.
Oh shit, man.
Bodied. Dot, dot. Oh, damn it.
I couldn't move.
Back up, back up, back up.
There's the power around. They got grenade. They got grenade launcher.
How are you red named to me? What is your power level at? 1010. That explains it. He's 20 levels over me.
Ah! Almost. Get around it. Be relentless.
Push through the door, push through the door. No, this dude is not missing his shots. No, he hasn't missed a single shot. He's taken. I'm telling you, I think he's...
Rohan, dude.
Yeah, using the
That's
Persuader.
the first one that I tried to kill,
Rohan?
and he didn't die at all. Like, I hit him with my shotgun and my melee.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think
I'm higher
he's...
level
I
than
think he's hacking. Because he is not missing a shot.
He's hard scoping me. Well, he's moving towards the left now. There's a guy on me. Rezzing. Chasing you guys.
No, it's not the Ponage. It's the other guy using the Persuader.
Rohan?
Probably. He didn't miss a single shot he took. Yeah, he didn't miss a single shot he took.
You lot does not matter. Learn from this fight and then fight again. Next time, we'll win.
10-1 says
I'm broken.
10-1 says if he is aimbotting, he's not using it too often. Can I get a kinetic weapon here? Thank you.
Something's got to give, 'cause every man has got to live. So wipe your head before you drop and give. Let me take you on a journey, times the joy, the times of pain. Where the history it rolls, the clocks they never change. He's lived this life the best he knows, which always goes to show. You and I were not one in the same.
Nice thing is this also counts towards Crucible bounties.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I put it out. I was like, I'm just doing bounties. Like, I'm doing trials and crucible bounties. I'm just trying to get my light level up. So
Well, next week your light
Keep it
level's not
going.
gonna matter anymore.
yeah, but I'll still get powerful drops too. So it's like, let me just get my light level going.
They're gonna turn off the light level advantage on trials.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it off. Well, they're turning off the artifact.
No, no, no. They're not turning off the artifact completely. Just the light bonus it gives.
Yeah. For trials. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Banners.
Yeah, Iron Banner still with, which I'm fine with.
Sweaty of all sweats.
Yeah, but there's like no reward at the end that is based upon you going multiple wins without losing.
Surprised he hasn't been banned. COVID-19.
Yeah, they don't care truthfully.
Stand against the darkness.
You're sniping so much, man.
Okay, they're going around, all the way around.
Yeah, they came down.
Anyone see them?
Yeah, they're over here. They're where we spawned.
Got him. Just walk at him. It's like, okay, yeah, you can stick me with that grenade. I'll take you out with me.
Hello there.
Oh,
Yeah, they came all the way.
Bean.
They came all the way to our fucking spawn.
Yeah. Bean, you done took my kill.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
They're coming in the door. Coming in the door.
It's 1 minute too.
Bodied. Oh shit. Lots on me. Back up, back up, back up.
Sweet. This one on me.
I got dodge, got dodge.
He's on you. He's on you.
Nope, he got me.
Oh.
I thought he was gonna push up and I'd get him with the melee.
Damn. Nice track.
Damn.
That's good.
Oh, it's
That was
Yeet.
a good play though.
If this is the same Yeet, yeah. That I know of. Oh, I missed. Oh, did I miss?
Bodied.
Oh, one's all the way across sniping. Don't go for the reds.
Shit. Taking someone out. Ah! I was like, oh, take someone out with me.
I think one of them's lagging a bit. Either that or I am. I don't know. Fuck. Push, push, push. Oh, fuck. Don't let him get the res. Shield down. What? What? Oh my fucking god. You were right there at the res and it didn't give it to me.
Yeah. I was like literally at 199. I'm like, oh. On forge.
Go all the way across. And watch out for the snipe.
He got destroyed. Shit. Goonie special.
Okay. Oh, shit. Bodied. Oh, shit. I'm weak.
Ouch. Got shoulder charged. Hammered. He's on me. Oh. Ooh,
They're going across.
body.
Oh, I ran out of bullets. Nice res.
One's down. He's right across the head. He's right on top of you. They're both on top of you. It's the next round. I think that's a lie.
I'm gonna change it up a little bit. Just for some fun. Bring Vigilance Wing, the Trials weapon, in. It's meant for, I mean, its build is Trials, if you didn't know.
We'll try it out.
Because of its perks. Last Stand improves weapon performance and greatly increases recovery when its wielder is the last living member of the fire team.
Thorn Beloved. Revoker Hardlight. That is definitely the meta right now.
Well, that's because
Ballagant.
Hardlight is so good. The Ballagant shotgun. There's not many good shotguns for the kinetic slot, so it makes sense.
Show them a fight they cannot forget.
I get motivated. Alright.
Bodied. I'm burning. Behind us, behind us.
Dead.
Oh, he's weak, he's weak. Nice. Man, I couldn't hit my shots there.
My revive.
Yeah, 0 with 2 efficiency.
This is D-Wade.
They're sniping. Bodied. Watch out from behind, watch out from behind. Push him, push him, push him, he's solo. Okay, cover the orbs and then get the res. He's pushing, he's pushing.
It's 1v1.
No, stop it.
Oh shit. Good shit.
Oh, shit.
Vigilance Wing.
Oh, it kills quickly. You just gotta hit your shots.
That was a 2-tap.
Yeah,
Crispy.
well, it's a 5-round burst, so 2 tap is 10 bullets.
Jeez. That's insane.
Got one. Push, push, push. You pulled out Jotun.
Hell yeah.
Just send it, dude. Just send it.
So they're gonna be hard scoping this. It's heavy round. Bodied.
Opponent sniped. Oh, dude. He's
What? He's outside. He's solo.
coming for you. I'm coming for you.
Dude, it like whiffed right in front of him. That was so dumb.
Why is he? He's
Like,
alive?
if you could watch my screen, the knife was like cutting through his face. Well, at least heavy rounds over. They're coming in middle. Bull!
Where is he?
They're outside middle, middle, middle.
Mine's 2-2. Nice.
I'm down. Nice, nice, nice. He's weak, he's weak.
Yes.
Good push,
nice.
good push.
No, which one do I revive? Okay.
I don't know how I'm feeling about Vigilance Ring on this map, personally. I'm getting pissed. This is starting to piss me off. Yeah, Vigilance Ring's pissing me off.
Coming towards you. Shit. Psycho pandas.
Panda.
Panda, 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 panda.
Dependa?
We got ulti this time. We got 2 of them.
There's one on the right side.
Oh no! That wasn't what I wanted to do. Come to me, come to me, come to me. Got one. I'm gonna cover this orb. Go help out the other guy.
Hiding.
Cover the other orb. Cover the other orb.
Okay.
The point's in here, I think. Oh, damn. Got one. Pushing outside. He's weak, he's weak, he's weak. He's going for res, he's going for res. He's... There we go, nice.
You've been granted mercy.
I'm gonna go mute for a bit.
Alright.
I'm still here.
Excuse me, are you the wisest person in the world?
I am.
I have searched all over and climbed this mountain to find you. How does one achieve it?
By letting go of the things we no longer use and selling them.
You mean like a garage sale?
Garage sales bring only pain. You seek Mercari.
Ooh, is that a mantra?
No, Mercari is a selling app. It's fast and easy. Take a few pics, add a description, and your path to freedom opens.
Oh, your wisdom is sound.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You can find Mercari on the app stores or Mercari.com.
We made USAA insurance for busy veterans like Kate, so when her car got hit, she didn't waste any time. She filed a claim on the USAA app and said, that was easy. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for.
can push from the back over here. One is 2 back here. Shit. Oh my god. Nice.
Ooh. Of course. Ah, he's one shot. There you go. Oh shit. Oh. Hard light slaps, man.
Yeah. Fuck, he's so low. He's so low. Yeah. Fuck.
Doesn't matter. Killed him.
You think we can get 2 more wins?
Okay, I'm back on the mic.
Oh, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Good man. Let's see. Is it raining?
What? Probably. Oh. Am I +8 yet? I'm close. I'm like a fucking cunt hair away. Like 1,000 points. 1,000 points and I'll get my I'll be +8.
Let's see.
Welcome to the trials of Osiris.
Okay, walls up. Bullshit. Why didn't it fire the ball? He's shields up. Shooting through shield. One jumped over.
Those lizards still down.
Y'all gotta make up your mind where we're going. Outside on me. Bodied. Didn't body. Damn it.
Back. Yeah, they're right here. They're both right here in the corner.
Haha, that's not gonna work. Bitch. Get
He's
fucked.
overhead. He's overhead.
Yep,
Right
he's
side.
right there. I tagged him.
Right side now.
I'm getting the res. He's going around mid. I'm gonna push this way. He's coming around back. That's bullshit. He's coming up.
Fucking elusive little pig, man.
Screw this. Give me back my hard light. I'm gonna put on Outlast. One of the two, I don't know.
Just having fun. Let's see. Let me see if I can get Beloved going. Dude. Oh.
One pushed us from the side.
No, I got tagged by that grenade and I couldn't finish him, unfortunately. So at this point, you have to just move because you have to pick. I'm stuck. That was so fucking stupid, that wall.
Mid. He's on the right side. There's one sniping up top.
I'm getting the res. Okay, they're not. Okay, they're across the way. They're across the way. Bodied. Oh man, he was able just to bounce it right into me. Okay, he's weak. He's weak. He's weak. Good push, good push. Can you get the res? Okay, nice. Across. Very nice.
Nice.
I got my shutdown super. If you can make some magic happen with yours, that'd be great. I have faith in you. Middle.
Yeah, definitely mid. Mid. Oh shit.
What the fuck?
Fuck. Fucking hard light, man.
Shit. Oh. Lead with your... Try to get close and lead with your super.
Mid. There's one mid. Dude, they're mid. Another person left.
Got one. Where's he at? Where's he at?
Shit. Oh, good. Fuck. I got him.
I popped my super on accident. Think I was gonna get him.
He's hanging on the back.
He's gonna try to smash.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
You know he was gonna try that shit.
Okay, they got 2 supers.
Yeah.
We gotta put him down quick.
Yeah.
Go outside. Go outside. Go outside. Change it up. Okay, they're here.
They're right here.
Bodied. Pull back. Pull back. Pull back.
Get the rest. Get the rest. Get the rest.
Pull back. Pull back. Pull back.
He's dead. Let's go.
Nice. Brought him back.
Shoot my body. Take that shit.
Came back from the deficit, man.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up getting him with the Dawn Blade with the ricochet rounds, which did a ton of damage to him.
Fuck yeah, dude. It took like all his fucking shield down and half his health.
How many bounties?
To hard light. I'm gonna switch to hard light.
You wanna go to tower?
Yeah. I need to grab Osiris bounties.
Yeah.
Those finish up easy. I need to also switch my hard light to solar. I wish there was a way to just set it at solar. You know what I mean? Go.
That'd be nice.
Like just say I want it to be. I want to start out at solar.
Hey, can you guys give me a sec to restart my PC? I don't want to like freeze in the next match. I have to restart. Is that fine? I'll
Do you?
okay. I'll be back. Give me like 2 minutes.
Okay.
While you guys get bounties.
I believe. Eliminate 5 opponents without taking any damage. I am invincible.
I think that's super impossible.
Instantly eliminate the entire opposing team without any assistance from your teammates.
So that just be one fucking slam, I guess.
Yep.
What the that code of the missile?
Yep, code of the missile.
Has to be.
No. Any one of the Titan smashes, if you do it right, will work. Any one of them will work, honestly. Let me do this too. I don't have that, but I can put sniper rifle dexterity on to go with my enhanced sniper rifle dexterity. They do stack, believe it or not.
Which ones?
Multiple dexterities. Like I have enhanced and normal sniper rifle dexterity. They both stack. If you've never tried it.
No. So I'm like, oh, I never tried that one.
If you don't like, because I can't have auto rifle dexterity and sniper rifle dexterity. So, truthfully, I should just go for auto rifle dexterity and leave sniper rifle alone, but. Five. Okay, cool. I got 5 bounties. I think I'm gonna save the rest of my tokens this one because I'm not too interested in the weapons they have. So I'll save the tokens, and
I'm back.
next week I'll see what they have. Because if they have a sniper, oof. Oh, you know I'm going.
Leave that on with the shotgun.
I want that damn sniper. You know I'm going for it if they have it. But I'll be right back when. But yeah, we can go in. I'll be right back though.
Okay.
And I'm here. We all back yet?
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't too impressed with any of these weapons, honestly. I'm not a scout rifle fan, so... Oof. Let's see, do they have... what other weapons do they have? Pulse rifle. Let's see what they got for a pulse for trials. If any. Because I didn't look at... So they have no pulse. No hand cannon. Unless this is it right here. Let's see. Nope. No hand cannon. They have a shotgun, fusion rifle, sniper. No grenade launchers. As far as special goes. But that sniper, man, that looks too clean. Too clean. I know it's a revoker. Just look, but I mean, oof. Let's see what it can roll with. Because someone's already data mined it. Eye of Soul. Let's see what data mining's come up with. Opening shot. Snapshot. Okay. Okay. That's the roll I want. If someone's like, oh, well, you should get box breathing in snapshot. Whatever. I want opening shot, snapshot. Maybe
Agreed.
accurized rounds. Or if I could, something with handling. I really don't like handling. No,
Yeah.
so accurized
Handling
round.
is so underrated too. Like,
It is an arrowhead break.
yeah.
If I could get that roll with a handling masterwork. Oh.
Be set.
And it sounds weird to say a handling masterwork, but I want the handling masterwork because that quick draw, man. You can't get quick draw on it, so it replaces. If you can get a super high handling, it replaces quick draw. Are we all ready?
Yeah.
I am ready, spaghetti.
Take us in, brother.
Do this.
I got like 5 bounties. Let's do this.
Right.
Plus, I got a couple of.
Shit. I gotta get crucible bounties. Ooh.
You don't need
Almost let
crucible
that slip.
bounties. I need auto rifle kills. Why, Saint, do you think I need to use a scout rifle? Are you stupid? Yeah, I need to get Trials of Osiris.
You know the mod for enhanced auto rifle loader?
Mm-hmm.
Can you stack that twice, or is one enough?
Enhanced auto rifle loader?
Yeah.
You can stack it.
Stack it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's worth it, but yeah, you can stack it.
Okay.
I use stuff like, I have an enhanced auto rifle, but I also am using the enhanced small arms because it gives me hand cannon at the same time. And the enhanced small arms is the same as your normal like hand cannon loader, not the enhanced version.
Let's see.
Yeah. The best way of thinking about it is your multiple object mods are as good as the lower tier single objects. Oh no, he's so sad.
Thorn and
Diesel.
Rito Tail. Spare rations, beloved. Vegeta. Come on, we're playing against Destined? Bro.
Is it actually him?
Let's see.
We'll know when we get sniped.
Who's destined?
He's one
I
of them.
think it is.
it's-
Ah, it is.
door's closed.
Fuck me.
Middle.
Time to get sweaty, boys. Because this guy's really fucking good.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Who's the good guy? Frostly?
Frosty.
Yeah.
Destined, yep.
He's probably streaming right now.
Yeah.
Just know if you want to watch yourself lose, go to his stream.
Yeah.
He's good. He's one of those. Okay, they're all this side. I missed. I had to heal.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Damn
yep. God damn, that hurt.
They are quick.
Yeah, you
Quick,
got.
man.
Yes.
You have to move.
Damn. Damn.
Vegeta. God damn it, Vegeta, dude. I was just watching him yesterday too.
Yep. I'm surprised I've been able to out dodge a couple of his snipe. One guy snipes.
Dude, Frosty.
Fucking no! I get stuck on the edge.
These are one of those matches where you know you're gonna lose, and it's just like, okay.
Well, the problem is all the people that group up like them are all streamers, and it's like, well, this is bullshit. Of course you all are gonna group up because you don't want to play against each other. And they're the ones that bitch, oh, this is too easy. There's not enough content. Blah blah blah. Then why are you playing?
You're
Get the
fucking stomping everybody.
Get the fuck out of the game. Okay, one went outside. One went outside. Back up, back up, back up. Bodied.
This is the power of it. Oh my, yeah.
Nice snipe.
Yeah, as soon as I seen Destined and I seen Vegeta and Frosty, I was like, this is not fun. It's just not what you want.
Well, these people shouldn't fucking be allowed to team up with any other streamers. Okay, they're middle, they're middle. Watch out.
Damn.
Where's he at?
Still middle door. They're jumping over the wall.
Oh shit. God damn it.
Damn. It's kind of good.
I have a flawed trials pass. Oh no! Whatever shall I do?
I got one more chance to win for 3 games. I haven't got 3 games yet.
With our luck, we'll go against like fucking Frostbolt and them.
You can get 3 games without having to go flawless.
Yeah, no.
You can get 3, 5, and 7 without having to be flawless. You know that, right?
So
on the same card?
Yeah. You have the opportunity to lose 3 games. Technically 4.
Yeah. I think I'm 2-2 right now, so.
Oh, you didn't reset your cards when we were. When we lost those first rounds, we kept resetting our cards.
Yeah.
What's your guys' card right now?
1.
I'm at 0. I just reset it.
No. I don't care too much. I'm just saying if you're trying to go for flawless, if you lose that first round, always reset your card.
I'm just trying to go for 3 wins so I can spend some token. I don't have 3 wins yet. I'm pretty bad.
You should have a ton of tokens built up at least.
Yeah, I got a few. I got
I'm sitting at
40.
28. I'm sitting at 28.
40.
Trials of Osiris. Playing any streamers? No.
I don't see any of them. I don't know any of them.
Maybe.
Oh shit, I forgot to change my weapon out. Whatever.
Maybe we can outsnipe them. I don't think they have any snipers.
Walls up.
Oh my god.
Cover me. None of you pushed. We had the one dude pinned.
You said what?
We had the one dude pinned behind in the wall.
Yeah.
He would have stepped out. He would have gotten hit by my smoke, which would have made him the easiest target.
Trying to get fusion rifle kills for this fucking bounty, and it's
This is bullshit.
impossible.
Damn. I couldn't res in time.
No, once you get the pick, you push. Let's go outside and go around. We'll mix it up a bit. Bodied. Behind us, outside.
I'm just trying to get these fusion rifle kills so I can just move on with my life, dude.
That's the worst, baby.
I'm going for the scout rifle ones then.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get these things done and I'm like, fuck, this sucks.
Oh, bullshit.
He's pushing. He's on my body. Which not? He's there alone.
Oh shit, that's a hammerhead.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it.
I hate scout rifles. Especially this map, scout rifles. It's like, ugh. There's only one good scout.
Yeah, cross left.
Good snipe.
Ooh, double kill. I see you around.
No, this is the wall.
Got him.
Yay, they didn't wipe us.
I hate scouts. I hate them so much. Why, Saint, would you put this in here? What have I done to offend you?
Jesus.
Tagged someone? We're surrounded?
Oh. Good shot.
Are you kidding me? Why are you teabagging? I'm using a scout rifle. It's like, dude, seriously?
Just get it in, dude.
This is why people only use meta shit. Because you use anything else and people think, oh, I'm going to teabag you. What? You're not good because you're using shit weapons. What?
If I have 2 wins and 3 losses, do I have to reset my card or can I just keep playing until I win?
I think you'll have to
Every
hit
time.
reset. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to reset. It won't let me start it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Reset.
That's what I'm doing.
Here comes and drums and drums and guns, the enemy nearly slew ya. Johnny, I hardly knew you.
Did you or someone you know not finish high school? Seize this opportunity. If you're 21 or older and finished some of 10th grade, you now have a free online option.
Trials of all ding
No
dong.
matter why you didn't finish
Hey, don't you offend Papa Osiris like that?
Old dad.
He'll
Daddy
lay
boy.
he'll lay the futuristic smackdown on you while you're a baby.
There's a lot of BS about HS, like bogus stories.
I was first told it was because I was overweight, but then I met skinny people with HS.
I was being told that HS is my fault, that it is my weight, my lifestyle choices.
If you're
Fuck,
getting the
man.
wrong story about your hydrogen
So this,
expert,
you saw that ban on DoD travel that they put?
no more bogus.
What are you talking about?
No more BS about
that Trump put a ban on DoD travel.
Oh, I didn't realize that shit.
Yeah, dude.
I don't have to travel for my job too much.
It fucking cancels my school. I was supposed to go to drill sergeant school in
Ooh.
like a month.
Why would you want to do that? You can't lay the slap down on these kids these days anymore, man.
I know, man, but it's just so frustrating. I was like, dude, man.
I remember my drill sergeant, man. He freaking punched the shit out of me one day. He was like 5 foot nothing, and he's trying to get in my face, and I'm just laughing at his ass because it's like, dude, my father's 6 foot. You don't bother me.
What's DOD?
Department of Defense.
Oh.
In case y'all need it.
To our right, to our right. Push him, push him. Yeah, my job doesn't require too much travel. Except for still waiting on going to tech school. It's been a year.
Oh my god.
It's
really?
like, yeah, it's like,
Holy shit.
I'm still waiting on my clearance. They took,
okay.
Okay, one went left.
There's a fighting lion. You know what? Fighting lion is probably pretty good right now. Because they buffed it. They buffed it. Oh, yeah,
Nice kill, B. Ooh.
Yeah. 2 in the middle right there.
Oh, dude. I thought he was, man. I thought it was one. I'm retarded. I'm just retarded, man. You know what?
If I
got the ace to spades.
You know, I wish I had more stuff to infuse, cause I want to try Bite of the Fox. I'm watching outside, watching outside.
One's dead in the middle.
He's weak, he's weak.
One's dead.
Fucking spear ration.
2 are dead in the middle. Don't let them run.
He's one shot. Oh, he healed. He got worm husk.
That's okay, that's okay. I'm covering. Wait. Oh shit. Where'd you go? I thought that was you.
No.
We had the advantage. All you had to do was stay on the orbs.
That's cool.
Oh, come on, you got this, you got this.
Shit, one more shot. Come on, he's half. Yes. Damn.
Yeah, I literally thought he was you.
I thought I was gonna choke. I was like, no. I choked.
Yeah, in that situation, just stay with the orbs. Because he has to push us.
Yeah.
They're all going left.
Up
shield rising, up shield rising, up shield rising.
Good shot, good shot. Sniper sitting on there. He's trying to res him.
I can't.
He's resing.
I can't get a shot.
Good shot. Good shot.
Watch out.
He's invis. Watch out.
Tagged. I'm dead.
Yes.
They got a res. Go outside, go outside, go outside. After grabbing that. I'm hit. Got one.
One left. He's on the outside. Good shit.
Nice.
just stand on me. Everybody just fucking teabag me, man.
Oh yeah, teabag.
Just fucking do it. Just
That's
send
what you get for dying.
Just send it.
Watch out, snipe. Got one.
Nice.
Push up, push up, push up. Watch out for the snipe on the left. Got one. Or two, I guess. Okay, we got 3 supers. Lead with Dawnblade.
Okay. Leading with
Like, once you see him on your radar, just pop it and go ham. Burst across.
They are going mid.
I'm going left side, left side. Where they at? Where they at?
They are left side.
I'm gonna camp this orb.
I'm gonna go up top.
No, they both left. Oh, they're on me. They both on me.
Oh my
One is
God.
tethered.
Push, push, man. You gotta push.
Alright,
You got your super.
let's go.
Oh, don't go outside. Don't go outside.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there.
Go
Don't
back
come.
to the orb. They're gonna probably go to it. Okay, pushing where? Because I can't tell where they're at. Oh, you don't have blink on.
Oh shit! I thought I had blink on.
Damn.
Oh, we just lost all 3 supers.
Oh no.
Shit.
We don't need that shit. Let's do it.
They
Watch
got
out!
one.
Watch out for blades.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna pop that.
Okay, they're hard scoping left. Hard scoping from left. Missed. I'm coming from mid. I'm coming from mid. I'm coming to you guys.
Watch out, nade.
Back up, back up, back up.
Another nade.
Fuck.
They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. Oh, nice shotgun.
Oh, dude.
Holy crap!
Let's.
Nice shotgun.
What
Oh,
Teabag the last guy.
okay.
Teabag. Oh, teabag you. Teabag you. Suck it. Suck it, you.
What the fuck was that, dude?
That was a crazy ass shotgun.
What the fuck? I was blind, dude. I was like smoked out.
I was getting ready to
Like,
pop
what
around
the
the
fuck?
corner and it's like, oh, he killed him. Okay.
Damn.
Takes in the next round.
Jesus.
You know you don't have to wait for timer, right? Okay, good. You'd be
Well, no.
surprised how many people don't know that.
I was like, I know that.
You'd be surprised. Let's see, what bounties did I complete? That one? That one? That one?
Bounty season.
Well, I finished the weekly one finally.
Well, I think I'm +8 now. I am +8. Yay. So what do I want? There's a solar one, passive guard. I don't care about that. Let's see. After throwing an arc grenade. Arc. Solar. Screw you. Where's my void? I don't play any of these classes.
I don't want to play anymore.
I don't play any of them. Man.
Jeez. I need to fully unlock my artifact.
Oh, I need to get level up so I can get more points.
Ace of Spades.
Because if you ever watch, you can actually see that your weapon changes or your artifact changes as you put stuff into it every level.
With the little lights on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like a lot of lights in there.
Yep. Like the lantern actually started glowing, increased its different levels of glow.
Nice. I have these spare rations. Walk around night. Imperial Decree.
Imperial Decree. Shotgun. This wall's up. Oh shit, they're all here. Corner, corner, corner. Screw it, I'll just melee everyone. try to ghost hunter me. That's my thing.
Ghosty Hunter boys.
It's literally what I do. Like, if it wasn't for I want balanced stats, I would have gone with max.
Got one.
Got another?
Where is he?
What?
You're ready now?
Just push him.
He's bodied. Oh, nice.
Saintly Glow. I don't know what that is, but whatever. Yeah, so you cannot ADS while you're rezzing someone.
I'm pretty sure you can.
I don't know, it wasn't letting me. Bullshit, you mother.
Oh, to the right. Fuck.
They got you.
Dang it.
Shit. One snuck around.
Just trying to snoop back out.
Come on.
Trials of the
Sniper. Trials of the Sniper.
Literally. Trials of Hardlight.
Pushing up towards heavy. Grab heavy, grab heavy, grab heavy. Got him.
Dude.
I knew where he was. He couldn't get away from it.
He was standing there like he had nowhere to go. He's just like fuck. So indecisive.
Yeah, because the bounce isn't consistent, unfortunately. Oh,
shit, to the left.
Did he just
left.
collat us? Okay.
Oh, he got both of us?
Yeah, he collatted us.
Yeah.
Dang.
Revoke.
That's crazy.
I think you can only really do that with aggressives.
Yeah, that's literally the only. Unless you guys are weak, then.
Damn. That shit was crazy.
Good shot on his part. I'm dead. I'm not dead.
Come back, back here. There's a healing well back here.
Back up.
Why is it showing up on my radar that they're like right behind me, but they're like 20 feet ahead?
Oh, that grenade.
Oh, come on.
Dang it.
All I'm doing is bodying. I need to hit shots. Okay, well, I'll be in the right place this time. Nope.
Ouch, I got quick scoped. That hurt. There's one on me. He's coming behind you, he's coming behind you.
They lost a person.
Okay. We can have a chance. Yeah, they have two.
Please tell me I have a super.
They got a super.
Yeah, but my super negates theirs. Nope, I don't. Let's go outside. Flank around. Change it up. They know where we're going every single time. Okay, they're mid. Okay, pop the super. Pop the super. Fuck.
Oh no.
It sucks.
Right.
Oh no.
Okay.
Nice.
Heal up.
Oh no.
Oh my
nice.
god, Bean.
Crazy.
Ooh, my inner unbroken came out, I see.
Dude, there's just some games where you like that, man. I know that feeling. Okay. Lead with.
We got super.
Okay, I got my super.
I'm leading with Dawn.
They're gonna sit outside.
To the right.
they are outside.
Wait to the right.
Body the one inside. Got him.
Ooh, Lord.
Oh, Lordy. Hey, that was 3.
He hasn't broken one down. We ruined their shit.
We got 2 in a row. One more and they get the trading tokens.
Yay, tokens. Let's see. Warlock Slayer. Yay. Am I almost done with auto? No, I got one in a single. Oh, that's single life. I don't care about that. I hate that some of Banshee's bounties are within a single life, and then some are just get kills. It's like, seriously?
It's like, yeah, just go get the kills.
Yeah, pretty much. I need one more grenade kill. Need a lot of arc kills.
Okay.
As a fire team, defeat opponents using solar damage in the Trials of Osiris. As a fire team, as a fire team, as a fire team, as a fire team.
You're like, what if I don't want to use it?
What if I don't want to be in a fire team? What if I want to try to go solo flawless?
Like,
oh wait, what I gotta do? Oh, I gotta do Rasputin bounties. I really should just sit down and do Rasputin bounties.
Rasputin bounty. I haven't even touched the story mode yet. Like,
I did it enough just so I could get the.
it's just.
I just
saw what it was, and I'm like, this is the same shit.
Once I get the artifact, I pretty much stopped. But I want the one shader that he gives. I want it.
Spare rations.
Spare rations, beloved.
Yeah,
Watch out for the double bodies. Yeah, watch out for the double bodies.
Triple sniper.
Yeah, they're gonna sit back, and at least one of them's flawless. He has
How
to.
do you get the shoulders?
You have to go flawless.
But I was only close.
Okay, walls up. Got one. Oh, wow, that Celestial is hooked. Watch the body, watch the body.
Shit, that rest.
Fuck. Die.
I was stuck under a ledge. That sucked.
Damn.
Body.
I did so much damage. I
Think they
tried
carry.
so hard and got so far, but in the end,
They definitely carry.
bull. My fucking Mike, mine didn't even register me shooting. This is so dumb.
Come on. Make him crash like that gambit bug.
Let's stay outside.
Let's go.
Mid.
Outside, outside, outside.
The kid is two tapping me with spare ration.
What's his light level?
What's your light level?
992.
Nice.
I'm weak.
Oh,
Someone's
dude,
his
the way
body.
he hit me like that.
Someone's capping my body. They're both snapping my body. Don't even go for the rest. Oh, they're jumping over the wall. All over the wall.
I'm in a
Oh, they
corner.
got power. They got power. They're up on my body. I lost him.
I can get away. It's just trying to set up. It's sniping across the way. Nice, nice, nice. Push up, push up. Watch right. Tagged. Cover the body, cover the body. Now he has special. Fuck.
Very good.
Why are we so split?
One loss is nothing. One many. We'll show you next time.
More kills, and I'll have charge set. 300.
Welcome to the tribes of Osiris.
Yeah, 1,010.
2010. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, that's normal. Fought a lot of them yesterday.
Only have one.
Walls up. Got him. One on me, one on me. He's on me. My sniper crit for 420. Yeah.
Sweet. 0 eliminations, 2.0 efficiency.
Right.
Feel good about that.
Bull! I bodied you before you hit me. How? He's coming up, he's coming up, he's coming up. Don't stay in the tunnel, don't stay in the tunnel. Don't worry about the res.
Going, oh boys. I needed to do that at least once.
Oh.
Go outside. We want to get sniped.
Heavy. Bodied.
Sunshot.
Damn it.
That looked like it hurt.
That was definitely not an outside moment. It was round 3, heavy, or round 4 technically. Push up, push up, push up to the body.
You got 2 down.
Watch right, watch right. He's weak on right.
Nice.
Enemy team is falling, boys. Enemy team is falling. Watch out.
Middle, one left.
Dummy. Watch your back.
You ever heard the saying shooting fish in a barrel?
Yep. Let's go. Come on. 3 more.
Mid.
Are you kidding me? Fucking connect. You laggy piece of shit.
Let's come on, 1 more.
I'm done. This is pissing me off too much. I watched the bullet go through his head.
Bullshit.
I'm out. It was fun, y'all. Have a good night.
Alright, good night.
You too.
You know, they're shouting like, you know, for you.